Oh, shit.
Oh, stairs are so much.
Oh, shit. Just like that, folks. Goddamn. We are live, and mini meters is not. Excuse me, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Always got to forget one thing. There we go.
Always.
Would you like to update? No, I never update anything. Folks, welcome back to the Producer Lounge.
Another beautiful Tuesday.
Aw, sheet.
Oh, sheet.
Folks, we're happy to have you here. If you're new here, this is the Producer Lounge. This is our broadcast, your weekly music production broadcast, if you will. We're just going to chat about music production the whole time. Maybe emotions. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
Sometimes we get vulnerable.
So yeah, it's true. This is episode 126.
Wow.
And we are joined by Any Heights.
Hey. You guys know this man.
OG.
OG of the pod. 25th episode with us, basically.
The Oest G.
Yeah. The Oest of G's.
The Oest of G's. Folks, we're going to start this episode off with a new little segment here we're going to try out. It's Plug-in Deals of the Week. Okay. Sheesh. So here we go.
Crystalline looks cool.
Some interesting ones for you this week. This is coming from Plug-in Boutique. Always check in with them every week. Smart EQ 3, which if you know who John, a.k.a. Restraint, is, you'll know he talks
mad shit about it.
Good love about this fucking Smart EQ.
Yeah, no, he loves it.
59. It's over half off, which is sick. It's $59.
Wow.
Yep.
Vision 4K, it's not on sale. I mean, it is, but it's like, it starts from $30.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, that's a good price.
Everybody should have this fucking plugin.
Yeah.
I would have got it. It doesn't work on M2 chip yet.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
What is that?
The new MacBook.
Oh, okay.
Sure. So,
Damn.
Stuck with Flux.
so if you get the full version, it's $60, which is pretty good. That's 33% off. They also have a bundle. Oh, Pro Q3, Excite Audio. Oh, so it's Pro Q3 and Vision 4K for $209. It's pretty good. That means you get Pro Q3 for $150.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is an interesting bundle.
Right. Seems
But
random.
Pro Q3 is
Excite
the
Audio?
best. Excite Audio is just the guys who made it.
Okay, right. Right.
So, continuing on, what else do we have this week?
Effectrix 2 looks cool.
Effectrix 2. I remember the Effectrix 1 way back in the day.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, I do remember fucking with that way back in the day. It was super fun.
Yeah, I've seen this
Especially
little
for
boy.
like mud pie shit. You just, it has reverses, rolls, flangers, a bunch of different shit. You can
Exactly right.
layer them over the course of time, basically.
Seems good if you want some like glitchy kind
Right.
of effects.
Especially for like mud pine. You just throw it on, hit resample, and then just let it play for fucking 20 minutes over some audio that you have, your whole song.
Right, totally.
And then chop and screw, baby. Chop and screw.
Am I making it up, or does Effectrix have a random button? Because every plugin should have a random button.
Let's
Right?
see if,
Right?
Every plugin needs a random
That
button.
is a
Yeah.
good... Can we zoom in on this?
Every plugin.
Yes. Bottom left, there's
Yeah.
a dice.
There
Look
we go.
at that.
Boom, baby. Boom.
Might-
Beautiful.
Might get that one now.
Yeah, that's good. 129. Also, I saw this down here. Pitch Monster, 25% off, $74. This is one of the best pitching plugins I have.
I've seen that guy,
It's
yeah.
so good. And
It is
has
really good,
a
yeah.
bunch of different modes. They don't always work, but it has like a bunch of different spreading options, which is really nice.
Yep.
Especially in harmonies, like you can spread like the third and the fifth.
Oh,
kind of
that's
thing.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's really
Yeah,
cool.
and you can do it's got a granular style pitch, which is fun.
Yes,
You could do a
always
bunch
good.
of weird
Always
shit
good.
with it. It's got
Yeah,
that granular rate at the top right
Yep,
or left
exactly
there.
right there. It's really, really nice. Your spread, and then you can have jitter on it and all the things. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and then we talked about it last week, but Synplant 2 looks sick as fuck.
Synplant 2.
We
Oh.
haven't fucked with it yet, but
I haven't got it. I want it.
I want it
know,
so
You
bad.
guys
I
talked
want it
about it last
too.
week?
Yeah,
I'm
you've
broke
seen
as-
it?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so you can put a sample into it, and then it gives you like 20 versions of that sample that are slight. It's basically, it tries to make that sample in its own engine.
Right.
It's an AI that uses the Synplant synthesizer, and then it tries to make that sample for you.
And does a good
job. And then you
job.
can go, it does a really good job, and then you can go and edit that shit.
Yeah.
Which is sick, because you put a sound in there, go and see what the AI did to make that sound, and now you have kind of an idea of how to make a sound.
Yeah, it's literally like reverse engineering made so easy for you.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right here. It'll just recreate it in different genomes, and then you just click on them, and it'll start growing.
It's crazy.
None of you all have played with it yet?
No.
No.
It's so funny. I send myself emails as reminders. I literally have an email just like, buy Synplant.
I just
right.
leave it on
Yeah.
a tab.
Yeah.
So every time I open my internet, I'm like, oh yeah, Synplant.
So I tried to get the demo to play with it, and for some reason,
Fair.
Ableton just like wouldn't recognize it.
Huh.
I don't know if I installed it wrong or something.
That's a super
which I
bummer.
don't think I did, but I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't get the demo to work. This is a shame.
Yeah, that's just weird. I'm gonna wait to see what happens on Black Friday.
Give me posted.
Cyber Monday.
Oh,
Kind of thing.
yeah,
'Cause
that's literally coming
that's
up.
Not that far
Shit.
away. It's like a month and a half.
Damn. I might finally buy XO.
Oh, shit. The
yeah.
sample library one.
Yeah, I've wanted that for so long.
I also want that because the only way I'm going to organize samples if at the end of it I get something like that to like really browse all super fun.
What's
Do you know
XO?
what XO?
No.
Oh shit,
Dude, it's awesome.
Oh shit.
And I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's not going to be a game changer by any means, but it just looks fun. You've seen this, right?
I've seen something like it.
So
What's that other one that they made with the Library of Congress? It looks like
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Exactly. Like the kicks are red, the snares are blue, claps are orange, and they're all kind of clouded in certain sonic characteristics.
crazy.
Yeah,
I
and you
know,
can kind of
right?
just click around and browse, which is sick.
Like really dial in a specific tone. You're
Problem
like,
is, mine would have no kicks.
right?
But moving on for deals, this is at Plugin Alliance. I noticed some Isotope Ozone 11 deals right here, which are pretty great. It's $100 off.
Is Ozone the mastering
Yeah,
plugin? Yeah.
but you can use them for other things.
I like Ozone.
Yeah, I used to have their shit back in the day,
Yeah.
back when they were green, and they were fucking the gold standard. Ozone 4 or 8.
I think it went up to 8. Or I think it went up to 7, and then L2 and Pro Q3 came out.
Yeah,
That's when everybody switched.
Right.
That's what they needed to. Like, good stuff.
Right. There was another one in here I saw that was sick.
Little acoustic guitar. Good,
Yeah.
dude.
There it is.
What is that?
Biome for $150,
Oh.
which is sick.
What is that?
It's a multi-effects plugin.
Yeah, it's a multi-effects plugin, so it's got all of your. You can have sequencers and LFOs and all that kind of shit. And then
Shit tons of modulation, and then every effect that you can think of, and then it's really good for preset.
Right.
Shredding.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's really, really good for that. I used to use it for that constantly.
Dude, that's like all I use VSTs for. I don't think I know how to use any VST.
It's what Mr. Bill says, put Biome on the master when you get stumped.
Yeah, when you get stumped,
Yeah.
put Biome on the
That's
master.
his
Yeah.
thing we always retort. He probably would not even remember that he said that.
I know, right? And we brought it up like every 3 episodes on here.
But yeah, that one's
Dr. Crisis in the chat with the torrent.
Torrent
easy, huh?
I mean, he knows.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
Are you our doctor?
here's our free plugins for the week, just to remind people and kids that don't know that they exist. There
Camel
are
Crush.
free VST plugins that are legit.
And some of them are decent. Yeah.
Dext is a sick synth. It is terrifying to look at, but if you can start using this free, like, dude, you will know so much about synthesizers.
Synthesizers.
Wow.
And it is a replica. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, the DX7, which everybody's been trying to fucking emulate certain presets from that forever, and this thing just has them.
Oh, okay.
Which they're pretty good. They're pretty darn good.
What is that yellow
obviously, Camel Crusher.
Camel Crush.
This one?
Yeah.
Synth 1.
What a horrible
I
color
used
to
to have
pick for
this.
your UI.
Yeah, no, it looks awful. But, he spent like a month on it.
Yeah. At least he's standing out. I respect that.
That one's pretty cool. Vital. That one sucks. Don't download that one.
Careful, dude. EOS is going to come whoop your ass.
Yeah, well,
Smexiscope is probably one of the best, if not the best, free oscilloscope, like standalone, I would say.
it's a classic.
It's so good. Though you can get
Syscope.
Syscope for like $10.
Yeah.
And
it's got a dark skin. That's all you need to hear. It's defaulted as dark skin.
Glitch 2 over here. The Kmart version of the other thing.
Right.
We were looking at.
What is that drummer one? That looks kind of fun.
MT Power Drums.
Ooh.
It's worse than Addictive Drums.
Wow.
So
I believe it.
If you don't like Addictive
It actually
Drums.
says it there in the bio.
Yeah.
Does it? Oh. That was a great value Addictive Drums. Get this if you're broke.
Right.
I'd try it.
I just want to make sure this is exactly. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, son.
Looky there.
Oh yeah, it's free with ads, and then you upgrade for $10, I think.
Are there ads on it?
It has like you can't do a certain couple things,
Oh.
and then you just upgrade it, and it's $10. But that it's so accurate.
It's so good,
so
right?
clean,
Yeah.
and it runs really light. It's fucking the best.
Hell yeah.
So folks, that's your plugin deals of the week.
Wow. Look at that. Brand new segment. Look at us go.
Oh shit, folks. Well, welcome to the studio, man.
Thanks, man. Looks
Yeah.
good. Looks
Yeah.
good.
Thanks, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the test run of the setup and operational.
Right.
It failed hard.
We started like 30 minutes late.
That was so funny. Oh.
Is that episode on YouTube? Did we just send that one?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Speaking of which, you should scoot over.
I know, I
little bit
noticed that,
also.
right?
Yeah. Just kind of
Scoot over
get
this
a
way
little
more.
Get a little bit. No. This way.
I think this is fine.
No. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Actually, just leave the room.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No. Just get warm and cozy.
Just kidding. No.
Warm and cozy with Vic.
Now, do you all still download plugins relentlessly? Or have you kind of like honed in on what you use?
I hone on generally what I use, but if something comes across my path or something I've been waiting on, or if John is like, yo, like, then I'll, try it out kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm not as much of a plugin junkie these days, for sure.
Yeah.
I have so many plugins that I just don't even use. It's so weird. And it honestly, I don't know, kind of bums me out, but I'm so often just using like Ableton stock stuff and then just like FabFilter and Serum, and I'm just good,
Yep.
And I always feel like, I'm missing out on stuff. But
Kind of.
I'm in a phase, I guess. So, but it's working. It's working.
I don't get plugins.
Yeah.
I don't
What
really get
about
plugins.
you? Yeah.
I love collecting like free VSTs, and then I'm pretty good. Like I maybe have like 6 of my favorite plugins. Like I said, my favorite plugins are ones I don't even know how they work. So Portal,
Right. Yep.
Portal's the staple, and then everything by Freakshow Industries. I've like all those.
Sure. Yeah, those are
And like
really
I have
good.
no idea what those things do.
No, they're kind of
Right.
wily.
Like Pocket Dimension is so weird.
Yeah, all of them.
I don't
like
understand that
Backmask
one.
a lot.
Backmask is sick.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, shout out Freakshow. They're amazing. They're coming out with one in 2024, early 2024.
Excited
It's
for
like
that
Dick
one.
Smasher or something.
Yeah, I think it is Dick Smasher. Yeah, it's a distortion unit, which is what I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
Let's go. Bring out the good shit, baby.
Yeah, that'll be badass.
Like, I don't need to pitch shit around. I got other things for that. I need, like, what's your distortion algorithm, baby? Show me the distortion algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Or hopefully quite a few.
Or, yeah, quite a few.
Yeah. Give me a little switcher knob.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Or blend knob. blend between them. That'd be nice.
Portal would be sick though. I've always wanted to play around with that one. I've like seen it in videos, but never had a chance to play with it.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, that's the staple of Northeast Heights.
Yeah,
That's like I use that on everything.
Let's go. Let's
I
go.
put that shit on everything.
What is it, like some sort of like granulator type thing?
It's literally that. It's a granular like effects engine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Whatever it's doing. And the UI is great. Gotta love that.
Yeah, the UI is tight. That helps.
Yeah, I've used that for fucking forever. Just
Yeah.
drop it on there.
I use it like a
start
stomp pad,
scrolling
though.
through the presets.
Exactly. I have no idea how it works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. I use it like Biome. I do
Right.
the same shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a problem with just using straight granular shit. I don't know. I just feel like everyone's using it, so I'm scared. I don't want to just like make the same sounds. I'm trying to like, I don't know, avoid it for some reason. I'll use Ubik G a good amount because it's a little more precise. I can tell it what to do. But I don't know. I don't use a lot of granulators anymore in like the last like year and a half.
The granulators are always kind of finicky. I like Ubik because it doesn't have a delay, right? Like granular,
Right.
Most of them have to feed into the buffer, so it doesn't give you stuff in real time. I always liked Ubik because it granulates in real time without like a significant buffer.
Right.
Because it is hard. You just got to resample and then cut it in.
Right. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
still,
good. It's good for modulating like all the knobs.
right. Exactly.
And making them do stuff. It does it pretty smoothly.
It still just sounds like granular stuff though, and it's like
Yeah.
flume.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Just everybody's trying to be flume still to this day. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
and nobody can be.
yeah.
Jam. If you listen, I drove to Albuquerque this last weekend and I listened to his
shit.
two newest mixtapes.
I have listened to one of them.
Dude, it's great.
Yeah, it was great.
It's a lot
So
like
good.
It's a lot of four on the floor stuff
Yeah.
and really cool.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, he's still's got it.
I love road trips. Every time on a road trip, I take the time to like actually listen to like 4 or 5 albums.
Oh, there you go.
Do you guys still listen to albums?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know. I don't
love
do it.
albums.
Yeah, I don't do it in like normal. You'll listen to them just hanging out.
Yeah, like well,
I do it in the car usually.
Yeah, especially in the car or if I'm at work because I can have a headphone in and I can just like blast through a couple albums in a day. It's the best.
Essex just put out an album. It's fucking
Oh, that's sick.
Shout
very
out
fucking
Essex.
good. It is. It's very Essexy. There's like moments of prettiness, and then also just like a lot of really like atonal, fucking dubby, like weird glitchy shit. It's fucking
Beautiful.
cool.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
Inspector Beck.
What up, Inspector?
Hey,
Avada
gang,
Kedavra?
gang.
Inspector. Yes.
That's a good screen name.
Yes,
right,
man.
right. That's a guy we were talking about from Fuckhouse. That's Inspector.
Oh, Inspector, what's
That's
up?
the guy.
I heard about you. Big fan.
Hey.
Woo forever. Woo forever.
What are we talking? Wu-Tang?
Exactly.
What were we just talking about? Oh, albums, I guess.
That's one thing I'd fucking never do is just go through an album. It's weird. These days I like barely even listen to music. It's so weird.
I understand that.
That's kind of
Right?
how I am. That's why I like those road trips. It's just like I can knock out like 5 of them because I don't listen to
Yeah.
albums like that. Like I won't just
Right.
listen to them driving around. Just like
I
on
do.
shuffle on
I like
playlist
'em.
or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot
right?
of my favorite artists don't do them, so it's not like I'm doing them all the time. But I go through stints where I'm like, I need the sword all day, and I'm just going to listen to their albums.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much fun.
I'll have like Iron Maiden days randomly when I'm like doing the dishes, and I'm just like, yes, this is the vibe for
good.
cleaning right now.
I got deep into a Dry Kill Logic, which is a
I don't know
fucking
them.
heavy band from the early 2000s. They're still around, but like their sick albums were like 2000 or 99 through like 2004, and it's just fucking aggressive. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this band. These songs are so sick. And just drove home for like an hour just listening to like 2 albums. I was like,
Yep.
all right, now that my ears are totally shot, 'cause it's just fucking guitars.
It's just like 2K.
yeah, it's just 2K the whole time.
God, right?
Iron Maiden does
It's not
fuck,
my
dude.
era.
Iron Maiden. Fuck.
No,
I
and that's the
hate
only.
all that shit.
I hate all of it too. But that band, just because of a couple songs that I listened to with my buddy back in the day,
Sure.
for some reason they're just like, oh yeah, I know these songs, so I can be like, yeah. But then I go to like another song on the album and I have a hard time.
Yeah,
But I
because you're like, I don't know. This
Yeah,
is
but I-
weird and different.
You like the rock and roll and the metal, though.
well, for sure. But this is like
You're more into that stuff.
this is
Oh,
like
hilarious.
fucking black metal shit, which I don't normally listen to at all.
Yeah, that gets a little extreme.
Yeah, but if it's got a groove, like if the guitars are like chugging in like a groovy, like da da dun dun da dun dun dun, like oh, there's a pattern there. Okay, now we're like getting, and the drums aren't just fucking straight the whole time. Then I can kind of like get behind it a little bit. That's why like Lamb of God is okay because it's groove metal, and I'm like, thank God I can like dance. I can bob my head. Like that's what I need. I need to do this. Yeah.
Right. I feel like that's something I've been trying to make more of a point the past year is like the bounce factor and the groove factor kind of thing is just more and more important to me every time I
Yeah.
make a song.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
guys like approach that concept of the bounce or the groove? Like what is it that makes something groovy?
Well, that I don't know.
It's
but
so weird, right? I don't know either.
I just go to like groove. I'm just go until I'm like, oh,
yeah.
okay, no, it needs a, needs a.
Oh yeah,
there it
that's
is.
doing the thing.
I have some thoughts on it. I think you and David both have kind of like an interesting perspective because you can both play the drums. That bounce in that groove took me fucking forever.
Sure.
And like in playing the drums, I feel like a lot of it comes from like micro timings of like the percussive elements, like off timings of the percussive elements in that, whether it's just like a swung snare. And by swung, you guys know, like inch it up a little bit, maybe on like the fourth beat or something like that.
Yeah.
Definitely with the hats. But yeah, dude, groove took me forever. And I'd accomplish a lot of it with like delays and like off timings, whereas
Right.
like you guys probably didn't have to think about it as much because you like
Yeah, I guess.
had this win.
I mean, Inspector Beck sums it down to the correct answer. It's syncopation. You know,
Oh, it's
The-
not more,
Right.
not more cowbell.
To Pimp a Butterfly, actually, the Kendrick Lamar album, which is such a good album.
Polyrhythms.
Yeah, and that's a form of syncopation. So is swing, so is groove. It is just like the difference in rhythm between different hits.
Right.
Yeah, I think the one thing that people don't realize with getting a good groove is having space between your subnotes.
Well, that too.
Oh.
That too is huge.
Like,
having just a
It will have bounce if it doesn't just sound like boo the whole time.
Yeah.
right.
Like you got to put space between those subnotes so it has a second to bounce.
Right, you have an on and an off. Like you can't just bounce by staying up the whole time. Bouncing is the up and the down, and so the up and the down has to be throughout every part of contrast in the song. That includes your fucking sub.
And sub is feel.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel the bounce that way.
Right.
Yeah. And it's really easy to be like, oh, I want my sub to hit, so you got to make it super long and like the entire time. But yeah, taking it away, having that like maturity with
Right.
it adds so goddamn much.
All the time.
All the
Take it
time.
away all the time.
All the time.
All the
Constantly.
time, especially on the snares. Like the
Oh, yeah.
moment this like boom, ka, like the snare ends right as the snare hits, and that's like huge.
Yeah.
That's so big because then the snare gets all big.
Yeah, and
You
then
can
your
have
snare cuts
nothing-
through.
Yeah, you can have nothing happen afterwards, and it just makes the whole song feel big because it just emptied. You know.
Oh, yeah.
With the hit, it's the fucking best.
Yeah, you can apply that to any old drum that you're using in your tune. It's a nice little way to find some synchronicity in your tune. Like
Synchronicity.
could be a hat too. It could be a boot. You know,
Oh, sure.
to where you get a little space between that hat and that.
4K, Caleb. Jesus.
That was 4K. That was 10K.
Because I love where
No, I don't know what it was.
That's why Victor didn't hear it.
Yeah, Victor's like, what happened? Although I have been noticing some light tinnitus in my left ear.
Oh.
Which
You should probably just give up on making music, dude. I think it's game over.
tinnitus. I mean, nobody hears up to as high as I can hear anyway, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
True. You are the highest hearer.
You are.
But
I'm
I'm
jealous.
pretty sure it's from just driving with my window down and having loud music because it's just like
Oh, that'll do it.
for like 45 minutes
That's me all
twice
day.
a day.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
me all day,
Right,
every day.
right. So it's just yeah, because I'm not an AC guy.
With a podcast blaring, so
Right.
it's just like
That and lots of
with just
excuse us, guys. I'll try
Amazing.
to DS those in the YouTube version of this.
oh my god.
But yeah, it is exactly like that. Like even on Rogan's podcast, like you're just like,
Right.
somebody put a de-esser on this fucking thing.
Yeah,
Holy
for the love
fuck.
of God.
They
You're getting,
work
like,
in real
millions
time.
of streams on this. Just fucking little cut.
Yeah, Jamie, you're supposed to be the goat.
Jamie.
You're supposed to be the goat, Jamie. Do you know what a de-esser is?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure he does. It does sound slightly de-essed, but it's not where I would take it. I would just cut him out. I would just gate it.
It's not up to audio snob standards, so you're fucked, Jamie.
I do notice that. I think Willie Joy has a good sounding podcast.
Yes, he has
I know,
one of the
doesn't he?
best.
Doesn't he?
I think he has the best
Yeah,
sounding one.
It
Yeah.
sounds really good. Then, and if you ever go back and listen to UBK Happy Fun Time Hour,
Oh yeah.
their podcast is
butter.
butter.
It's so good.
It's just all the bright 500s that you're just like, oh, you just like fall apart.
yeah.
It just sounds
he's
so
running both.
good.
He's got like high quality microphones
Yeah.
running through like
Outboard
a
gear.
compressor and an EQ. Like he's got like a fucking LA2A or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
on each microphone.
Yeah,
That's fucking funny.
it sounds.
What
it
mics is
sounds-
he using?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. They could change a couple times, and I remember listening one time. They changed, and they were like, "You guys can probably hear the increased quality of these or whatever." And I remember being like, "What? No, it sounds the exact same." And I like went back to an older podcast trying to hear, and I was like, "Oh my god, I suck." This was like 2018 or something like that. I was
Dude.
like, holy shit!
I remember the first house I lived with you guys at, there was a night where Travis came over, and it was some multi-band plugin he was playing with. And one of the settings was like nickel or something, or dime. That was the high end.
Oh,
And-
Shadow Hills.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I remember this moment where he threw it on, and he was like, "Yo, check out the high end now." And both of you were like, "Oh, that is a lot better." Whatever the fuck. And I was like, I don't hear anything, guys. And I even told him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, come sit right here." And I still didn't hear anything. And I was like, "Am my ears broken, or like are they just not developed? Like what?"
It took me. I still use that plugin to this day, and I have to concentrate to hear the difference between the nickel, the iron, and the copper, or whatever the options.
I
are.
might not
It's
have
like-
heard it. I usually don't hear those.
Yeah.
Same too. I might have
usually
been
don't
drunk.
hear those.
I might have been
Can't
drunk
hear
at the
shit,
time.
bro.
Like if this
Yeah, maybe you guys were just like, "Oh yeah, I hear it."
Yeah, if this was
Let's
back
go.
then, it might have just been some fucking drunk shenanigans.
Yeah, my ears are shot.
Inspecta with the mic question. These are SM58 and 57s. Sure.
7B is a good one.
Yeah,
I-
SM7B
7B
is
is good.
good, but you can get the 57 sounding fucking close.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Like these. Half of the job is just having a decent amount of compression on the microphones.
Knowing what you're doing.
It's just
helps.
volume control, really.
And not only, excuse me, real quick, not only like compression past the microphone cable, compression in your own speaking too. Like not talking back here and just kind of going crazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of being close, keeping a standard kind of
guests that are back here.
right. Drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Keep it close to your face. But being
When
able
the compressor hits that, it's gonna fucking sound just like.
to right.
Right.
But that helps a microphone's use a lot. Although it won't save a blue, not blue yours, the blue like fucking desktop fucking plug-in USB microphone.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everybody needs a good like large diaphragm condenser microphone as well.
I would agree with that.
You could probably get everything done. And dude, fuck, I have mic'd a grand piano with like 3 U87s,
Oh.
and it was
I bet that sounded great.
didn't need anything.
No, bet that sounded real nice.
Didn't need anything.
That's amazing.
But I can't afford a fucking U87. So I think workhorses, 58s, 57s,
Aren't those like
SM7B,
$3,000?
and then like
$3,000, $5,000,
Yeah, these cost $90.
yeah.
$90
or 60 used.
and I bought a bunch of them.
Honestly, dude,
Yeah, we-
Mainly because I was trying to mic up some drums. So I
Right.
bought a bunch of 57s, and then we got a few of these 58s. I think they're 58s, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
A couple 58s.
But
Yeah, I mean, I think yours is a 57. Yeah. And
Nice.
You can't tell a difference between
Yeah, I couldn't
58
tell.
and
They're pretty close.
Right.
I think the 57 is slightly brighter, which is why I think it gets closer to the SM7B. And I know there's some swap you do. You can take out a resistor or something.
You can mod a 57.
Yeah, you mod the 57 by removing a resistor or something, and it is almost identical to an SM7B. Like, it's so close. Like, I would have to look at an EQ of, like, a sine wave or something to really... Not a sine wave, a square.
Just a sweep or whatever.
Yeah.
To really see where it's fucking differentiating, because it's really hard to do it just by ear.
Do y'all still mic shit up? I usually just record straight into like built-in microphone on my MacBook. If I need to like record something.
Wow, let's fucking
I just
go.
use the mic that's sitting at my...
Yeah, I have a mic in my desk.
Yeah. I have a 57.
Yeah.
It depends. I don't like
Same.
maybe not for vocals or something, but like little snaps or like air.
Yeah, I don't record
Oh,
a
there you
lot
go.
of that.
There you go. That's fun.
I don't record a lot of like just external things. Like
I don't
used
either.
To,
I wish I did more.
I used to have a shaker on my desk that was like, yeah, that's for when I need a shaker. Used it once.
Yeah.
I remember watching a interview with Ott, and he was doing an interview through his studio, and he pulled out like a bunch of bins that were just a bunch of auxiliary percussion that he just uses and like records and shit. And I was
Good
like,
for him.
oh, that's so cool. And I've never been able to like, I can't. The one thing I want to do is have a hi-hat next to me and just...
That'd be cool. Just get it a bunch of different places. Like,
And just be able to...
Yeah, that would be sick.
The groove, I'm thinking, I could just nail in the groove I want, and then I could just, align all my transients with the groove. Just use it as like a click, basically. But also, then I can also have a hi-hat layer I can tuck away in the background.
That'd be a good idea.
It's the only thing I need. I don't need a drum. I just need the hi-hat and a stick to like get a groove and maybe get some nice washy kind of hi-hat top I can put deep in the background.
Right.
Because I know my hi-hats aren't like that great. So I'm not like, I don't want to just sample them like they're the fucking hi-hats.
Sure.
Dude, I use the same hi-hats in every song.
Do you?
You and every fucking house producer on the planet.
Dude, I love the 909 closed hat.
You and every house producer
Oh
on
my
the planet.
God, it
That was
is the
everybody.
house producer.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
Well, also, the thing, I have to be careful about hi-hats because, like, dude, I can't hear all of them. So,
True.
like, I like hi-hats that I can, like, hear. First of all, those are great.
Yeah. Those ones help.
But, yeah, I ain't playing around with those weird ones.
That's fair. I remember AT, AC, and I had a day where we went into the garage and got like a bunch of random bullshit, and made our little own like homemade sample pack of just percussion and fun sounds and whatever. And we were like, yeah, now we can use these like all the time in our songs. We used it for one song. Literally the one song that day, and I've never touched it again.
Oh, you
God, bust
That's
that thing open.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Are they good samples and you don't use them? I sample the fuck out myself. Like, I always use my own samples.
That's awesome. I need to do that more.
Yeah.
They're probably like mediocre samples.
Well, the biggest thing,
but
I sent you guys a sample
make 'em
pack,
work.
and not that it's a good one, but like the biggest thing is just like actually taking the time. Like, I spent a couple weeks like just making that sample pack, So it's just like that sucked. It wasn't fun, and like it's not great, but just like okay, like anytime I like write a song in any key, like if I Command F, usually one of mine will pop up in the list, and then I kind of just default to that.
Right, which is fair. I'll do that for like snares more, or actually that's like the only thing. Like mud pies and snares are like the only thing where I will like grab my library of stuff, just random effects. I wish I did more like kicks and stuff though. I'm dog shit at making kicks.
So I'm a
For
big
some
fan.
reason,
Kick
I just
too.
I think any.
no, I use kick too. I just can't for some reason.
I could show you some tricks that I've learned.
Right?
Yeah.
I like a
One
good
day.
shitty kick though too, dude. Like
Yeah.
I'm a big
Sure,
fan that like
sure.
any kick drum sample, not any,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
with a grain of salt,
Right.
Any kick drum or any snare drum sample,
Agreed.
could be good in like the right context.
Correct. I 100%
Yeah,
agree.
that's true. You
And-
can say that for any sample. Any
Yeah.
sample's a good sample in the right context, right?
Some are shitty samples. There's some shitty samples out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I can't bring myself to like I'll use some stuff from our peak cloud, and it's usually just the one impact that Dave made.
I know. I still use that all the time.
It's the only thing I use.
It literally is just.
It's just a perfect impact.
No,
it sounds really good for
It's a
some
white
reason.
noise.
It's the one that's like distorted on the front end.
Oh, really?
It's like it's sick.
Oh,
So usually what I do for like my kicks or snares is like, dude, I'll get a kick rhythm, and then I'll not even a kick rhythm. Like I'll find the kick, or I'll find a kick that's close, and then I usually just send it through like Rift, and then that like getting it. Same with the snare, and then like playing it through a couple of those. It usually shits
good
out
move.
it usually shits out a good one that like ends up being the one that's in the final song.
Huh, I haven't thought about doing that. That's interesting.
Oh, dude, Rift's I actually don't really like Rift the most. Like
I don't like it that much either.
if I'm gonna
but
do
using
wave
it
shaping,
for-
I like straight controlled wave
Agreed,
shaping. I
agreed,
don't like
true.
modulating a bunch.
But
in
for
between it.
drums, for a very quick,
Transient.
dynamic sound,
Yeah.
interesting.
So that's the majority of the way I use Rift. Like I kind of just send the drum loop through different versions of Rift, and then that'll give me the kick or the snare that I need. I find that to be like pretty all right.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down. I did.
Best on snares. Do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't help but like do everything bespoke for each track. Like
you love that, huh?
yeah, I don't know what it is. I just
Yeah.
like the track telling me just like go search for things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make things now just in me. And I just like
I
go
use my
and-
own library of shit, not that I made,
Right.
Just shit that I
Yeah.
have on my computer. But I
Same.
will do that. I'll
Same.
just use whatever I find,
I-
or whatever I make.
Right.
I agree with you. I think the trick with like music, especially that a lot of people don't get at the beginning, and what takes so long is like really the superpower is not superpower, but like the thing that I have to offer is like my user library, my library,
Right. Of things you've
that's what
collected
takes a
over the
long
year.
time to build up.
It does.
Yeah.
Right.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of builds up before you know it, too.
And
It
then you gotta
does,
know where to
right?
look though, because if you're just like blindly downloading like sample pack after sample pack, where it's just like okay, like
Yeah, it depends on what kind of person you are. Like, I'm not one of those kind of just download sample pack kind of guy. Like,
I was at first.
Yeah,
like I
I-
don't do that
You've
now.
ne-
but
you've never
at
been like
first-
that?
no, it wasn't until Splice that I even like did like I maybe bought one sample pack.
Wow.
Ever. Like I just used what
Holy
was on.
shit.
I just used what was on Ableton, or I would just make my own.
that's probably where it comes
Like-
from. Because
Yeah.
like dude, I love sample digging. Like I love finding samples and not even
Same,
paying for them.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
do
like
too,
I like
but
finding samples.
different.
It's so
Yeah.
much fun, right? I'm with you on that. Where it's like my first year in Ableton, I would just get random ass packs from like Reddit and sketchy websites and like
Reddit's great for finding samples.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
I was too
It's,
much
and it's
in
so
that.
much fun.
And then
Too
it's
much
cool
in
when
the
like the
make
boys like,
everything.
dude,
Yeah.
I got good sample libraries from you guys. I'm sure I've given you like sample packs.
I
like,
have
I'm
stuff
sure, like-
now for
Yeah.
sure. And now like all my favorites are just like the older the sample pack, the better.
That's kind of how I
You
feel.
know, like I want the fucking just ancient shit.
Because you really nobody ever needs to like really pay for a sample pack. Like, dude, if you go on music radar, like, dude,
Right.
thousands of gigs of free samples for like you don't ever have to go deep. But if say you download like thousands of gigs, which ones are your favorite? You're not gonna know that for like a long time.
Right. That's the problem. That's the good thing about building it up. Is like at first you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to go through my sample library. I know everything that's in there, and I don't want to use anything that's in there.
Right.
But then, kind of without you knowing it, if you just keep going, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about this pack. What else have I forgotten about? And then you're just like, oh shit, I have a bunch of shit. And then
Yep.
you kind of give up on being concerned about it, and you just Control F. I need a hi hat.
Yep. Yep.
Down, 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 down,
No,
down,
no,
down,
no.
down.
Oh, that was good.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Totally.
and then you get to the point where you know the first like 50, so you have to like Control F hat, scroll, stop.
That's the
Da,
trick.
da, 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 da.
You go
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hilarious.
That is funny. Because I don't even really like I actually love Splice. I think their algorithm's fucked up. I don't like how they don't show you everything.
I
Yeah, it's
It's like
agree.
Netflix. It's like Netflix.
Yeah, the
Dude, yeah, 100%,
searching
right?
of shit
yeah.
is absolute trash.
It's trash.
I'm not, I'm not looking for tear out dub samples.
I know, right? Yeah.
I usually go there.
I don't even know what that is.
I'll go for either the most specific thing, like I know I want an Alex Perez style top loop or something. Like I'll go for something super specific, or I just want to type in music and I want to go random. And I'm just going to sit there and just see if anything jives and just makes me think of something that'll make me search for another thing. Like I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm just kind of crate digging for samples at that point through Splice. And I use it like Wikipedia. I'll like find a sample that's cool, and then I'll click on one of their tags, and then just keep digging and digging until I find a couple sounds that are fun, basically.
It's fair.
And that's as close as I get.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
Cracking cold ones with the boys.
cracking cold.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that helps building up a sample library is just making producer friends,
That's true.
because you all share your fucking samples with each other, obviously. Not legal, but hey, who the fuck cares?
The amount of
I own that shit. You
Yeah.
can have it.
Yep.
yeah.
That's how it works, folks.
We have a roommate that produces, like Ben and I'll share licenses with each other.
Yep.
yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Sure
Exactly.
Sure.
Or a duo.
Yep. The project bot the DAW.
Right.
Thank you.
That's how you do it though when you're a
Right.
broke ass up and coming artist, you know?
Yeah.
You want to know the funniest
Share that
one that
shit.
I've been doing? My wife's in school right now, so I've been having her buy me all kinds of plugins.
Hell yes. Hell
Well, not
yes.
her. I'm paying for them,
Yeah.
but we're definitely
Oh, like a student
Dude,
discount?
I've been getting hooked up,
Yes.
like 50% off
Hilarious.
on
Hilarious.
That's what I'm talking about.
Lowe's. So Fallon has definitely bought a significant amount of plugins over the last 6 months.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
dude. The student discount is legit. That's how I got Ableton.
That's so good, dude.
for the
That's so
first time.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Actually, same.
Yeah. It's the shit. If you,
Actually, same.
if you want to
Mine
get
was a student
if you
discount
want to
also,
get
yeah.
Ableton, just go to school for six months.
Yeah.
Dude, just sign up and get a transcript.
Right.
Sure.
Drop
Yeah,
that shit
literally.
Right away.
Yeah.
I mean, not only that, if you're gonna do it the right way, there's free grants that the government has that you don't have to pay back. Get a bunch of those, go for a couple weeks, and then do what you need to do.
I'm not the biggest VS. I just don't have a lot. Like I have my go-tos for sure, but the only one that doesn't have a student discount that I found, this out of FabFilter, like pretty much all of them. The only one that didn't was Soothe.
Oh,
They
yeah.
would. They would.
Was the only one.
But like our plugin is snake oil, so you can't have it.
Right. Right.
Nah, just kidding. I'm sure it's fine. I just don't like it.
Did you guys see that clip where someone made a little ghetto rigged Soothe with EQ8
Aw.
in Ableton? Yeah.
I want to watch. That's adorable.
It's fun, yeah.
How
And
did
they
they-
actually
How did they feed the signal to Duck?
I don't remember. That was the mind blowing part. I was like, you could do that? I don't remember
Probably
what they did.
They could have multi-band.
There's an audio rate modulator.
Exactly.
in
And then
a-
send
Or audio,
uh
I don't know, audio modulation
Audio-
thing
yeah.
in
Basically,
Ableton
and
that you
then
can use.
send different frequencies to it. So as it hits certain frequencies,
be a lot of
it
splitting.
sends a signal. Right, lots of splitting, but you could make that work.
Right. It was funny, like watching
Sounds
it though,
annoying.
because you only get 8
Right.
or, nodes. Is that what the little
8 nodes.
yeah
Bands.
8 bands? You get 8 bands. So it was like a very like crude version
Yeah.
of it. But if you are only focusing from like 2 to 8K, you know, I guess that's all you really need
That's
in a
true.
way.
Money
That's
bands.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
but it was funny to see it was
Shit.
just like a blobby kind
Damn.
of fucking. Yeah.
You only got 8 bands, son.
Only 8
Shit, I got
bands?
10
Dude.
bands, son.
That's
Damn.
what I always think is just like, can't I just put on a Pro Q3 with 25 fucking dynamic compressors
No.
across every single sound?
Right.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you have to set. You have to set them right. Like you definitely could.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could
you
just
have
set
to
it
set
to flat and
And just set
have
them
it just
to
make sure that nothing goes
dynamic.
above a certain area.
you just set all those little nodes to dynamic.
don't use Logic on me, my friend. No, you.
Dare you? So there's something I wanted to pick all of your brains about. The past like month or so, I've been like really realizing the value of high end in a mix because I've been trying to play a lot of my songs on our decks, you know, and I'm trying to mix into it. And like almost every time I mix into mine and I'm like, oh,
Motherfucker's dark.
it's dark. It's sad and depressed and fucking tucked. And like, so what is up with that? What is your guys' approach to that high end clarityness?
I'm honestly struggling with the same thing. I lack a lot of like high end energy in my music, and I have to be intentional. I guess if I was gonna give anything in my music, I get away with a lot of it with like washes and like actually using like space and not noise, but like space kind of things. But I can't say that I'm an expert. I kind of have the same problem.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a tough one.
To build on him, once you'll notice kind of once you get to like a mixing stage in a track that like you can only have your hi-hats so bright before it kind of starts being tinny or thin or whatever. So you kind of...
Or just hurts.
Right. So you got to grab high end from something else in between, or like have some way so it doesn't sound sparse, which, some kind of like white noise in and outs in between things helps, that are just like, just like are a bit of white noise in reverb that are just like louder than you think they should be. But if they're tucked right, like you don't really notice they're there. It's just kind of like ambience happening that fills out the top end, which you can hear in...
God damn.
Folks, we're sponsored by
Cracking
Modelo.
beers with the boys.
Damn, son.
It's a Lagunitas.
It's Lagunitas. So with that in mind, overall high-end pushing, my philosophy is think about it as low-end pushing down.
Yeah, you're doing the reverse.
Right. I'm thinking less about how to get my high ends loud or brighter, and I'm more so getting my bottom end tame, because I know once that's tame and tucked where it should be, I can just push the whole thing up. And if it's flat, it should be as bright as it needs to be. Like I can go from there to taste.
Totally.
But I know back in the day, it'd be so hard for me to get top end, because the moment I added it, it would distort, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And it's basically just because your fucking bottom end is out of control. It's just out of control. It's not being compressed. It's way too fucking loud. You think you need to feel it in the studio. No, you shouldn't be feeling your bass in the studio unless it's slammed, unless you're fucking listening to it loud. Like, and it's pretty easy to listen to a track on Spotify and then just sit there and focus on where the bottom end is, slowly turn it up, and realize like, oh yeah, once everything's loud, like now I feel that the room is actually moving. And then you go immediately hit pause, hit play on your DAW, and you'll be like, oh, it's lopsided as fuck. Like, holy shit, it's just all bottom
I guess
end.
for our viewers.
Yeah, that was a Dan Worrall video where he was talking about referencing, and he was like, here's the best way to reference. Just listen to another song real quick, just to reset your ears on what normal sounds like, because you will just get lost in your own sounds.
Exactly.
Like 10-second kind of thing.
Yes, just real quick, just be like...
It's or whatever, listen to fucking a minute or two or whatever, but just like the idea is give yourself what you know sounds good for a second, even if it doesn't have a relation to the thing that you're making, and then go back to your thing, and your ears will not have that same beat down kind of vibe that you get after you've listened to your song for the last hour. It's just a good way to reset your ears. It's not the best way. Fucking go outside.
Right.
Literally.
Also.
But it is like a quick A-B to go to like a professional song, even if it's not even in the DAW, like it doesn't matter. You just need something with a flat spectrum to scream at you and be like, oh, fuck, you're right. I thought that was way too bright, but that's not too bright. That sounds fine. So then you push your highs up and you're like, oh, now it's starting to make sense.
I do agree with you. Once I figured out that my lows were too loud, it changed the game.
Right. It's huge. Right. Huge.
That was like the main thing, because then it's going to be balanced, because then that added so much balance.
Right.
Yeah.
And it almost makes it harder, because now you're like, well, now I have to like really like focus on the jive of what's happening, because now I'm not just being moved myself by the bass. I'm not just like, oh, it does groove, it hits hard. Now you're like, now my arrangement has to be really good, because it doesn't have as much vibe as I want it to have.
Yeah.
You know, I'm cheating myself to some degree.
Yeah, a good trick for that. Go on your master, put an EQ on there, and have a bass boost happening of some sort. I like a low shelf, like a really slow low shelf, just from 500 hertz pushing up on the
couple
low
dB.
end. Yeah. And
Yep.
then you'll feel it. And then when you turn it off, then you're at a more reasonable level.
Right.
So
Right.
you can get the feel without having to worry about over mixing your
Exactly.
subs like way too loud or whatever.
Yep.
And it does fuck with your high end.
Yep. I do
Big
that with a tilt.
Yep.
Exact
Oh.
same thing.
I use
Yeah.
tilts
Yeah,
a lot
so-
on like masters.
Yeah, so I just have
Interesting.
it tilted so it's boosting my bass. So at 20 it's +6, and at 20K it's -6.
Oh, that's it. I usually have a tilt the opposite. I usually
well,
tilt up.
Yeah, see, I have it this way, so that one, my high end isn't just wearing me down. It's so it's coming out of the speakers a little bit quieter than it actually is, so I'm not
Exactly.
getting as fatigued. And then I'm getting more of my bottom end, so I get to feel the funness of it. But that's in Sonarworks, so it gets turned off when I print. So it's literally just for like the jive of the studio sesh kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Also, do you like gain stage and like follow like any rules when you're mixing, or do you kind of just do you?
To a degree, yeah. I'm not. I do like gain stage, but that's not really in the back of my mind. The way I have like my general mix setup is I kind of mix off my main groups. So I have my bass group and my drum group, and I have everything hit a limiter in there, which is basically hitting 0, and I turn the entire group down. So then I know, like I do that very, very early on in the track. So I know no matter what I'm doing processing wise, it's going to be relatively level, or it's going to be hitting that limiter at the end. So no matter what I do, it's not like so out of line. And then I can just turn down from there whenever I want something like really tucked.
Do you have
kinda thing.
levels that you're going for when you're mixing that, or is it kind of just by like feel at that point?
I have a general like set level thing.
Yeah, I know
thanks
it's
to
not
General
like
set
one-
level thing?
one
General
solution
light?
Yeah.
fits all, but
Exactly.
what are you going for?
So I go off of like disclosures thing, which I think is kind of a very common one, but
I haven't heard it.
so yeah, it's great. It's like changed my life 6 months ago. So drums are at 6, bass is at 8, melodic is at 10, vocals are at 10, and effects are 14.
Is this decibels or is this negative?
Decibels.
Negative decibels.
Yeah.
Coming down from
Negative.
an L2.
Yeah.
Decibels
okay.
on the group.
Mm-hmm.
I followed similar rules to that,
Yeah.
but I actually had some of it like -9 to like -12. -12 is kind of iffy.
Yeah.
But they're pretty close. All the levels I'm going for like pretty similar to that.
Right, exactly.
I wonder
So
if where
I do
heard
have
that
a
was stolen from Disclosure.
maybe.
They have
maybe.
good fucking mixes.
They have damn good
Yeah, they
mixes,
have really
right?
good mixes.
They got
but
good,
it's also
they
very
got good
dancey.
music.
It's a very specific kind of mix, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not,
true.
I wouldn't say it's a very bass music mix.
So
I think bass music is brighter than that.
it's crazy.
That's
I've just
oddly
been
enough.
also. I
I
think
know,
it's
right?
like a different thing. I heard Mr. Bill talk about this, so I'm taking a little bit from that conversation. But it's just like, dude, I'm making music with some people in like collaborations where like they're just mixing fucking crazy, like mixing like +6 on everything, and
I
then they're
know.
just like clipping at the master. Where it's just like if you turn off like a limiter, you turn off anything. Dude,
It
they're
sounds
getting
like
like a lot of their sounds
nightmare.
from like the clipping.
I know.
We're just like,
It's-
I have more of a traditional mixing approach where it's very much like having the headroom and then kind of like get it
that's
leveled up.
That's
at
what
the end.
distortion units are for.
Yeah,
Guys.
dude, it's just interesting.
Yeah,
where it's
it
just,
is interesting.
Dude, I've seen people where it's just like you turn off the limiter and it's just like that kick drum does not fucking sound like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like I can't even. I have no idea how to even like mix it.
Right.
I know, right?
I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody who wants to fucking tout your shit that way, like, oh no, I fucking just slam shit and blah, blah, blah. Like, sure, whatever. If you make it sound good, fine. I don't want to work with it. I know that much.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fucking annoying.
It's
Plugins aren't made to be handled that way. Everything, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, the ecosystem isn't necessarily set up for that.
So-
Which,
Yeah. It's specifically plugins, right?
I
and the
agree.
master.
right, I agree we should break things.
Yeah.
But like the moment it comes to a point where like you print it out and send it to somebody and it's different.
You have no control. I just
That's-
like I
that's
feel like you
not
have less
good.
control, but I think that like this new wave of producers and like these little kids and I can't say little kids, just like there is a style and I can't hate. It's almost like an engineering feat, like how they're fucking
know.
making these things like exist. You know, where just,
Yeah.
I don't know, like dude, that's just not how I learned. You know, so like I didn't.
Right, same.
Yeah. Fuck
Right.
that shit.
It's the wildest thing because I was fucking with one where I'm just like they had a limiter on it. I'm just like all right, like I have my limiter settings. I turned it off. I'm just like kick just sounds like
Yeah.
Fucking bangs in the song though.
Yeah, I used to do that kind of shit all the time when I had no idea what I was doing, just slamming the fuck. I still slam shit, but it's more intentional and mature
I
now.
would just
and
put
I
that
understand
limiter
why.
on the kick itself.
Yeah, I would just use it as a sound design.
And then
Sound
it's- there it
I
is.
want to make sure if I stem out everything without groups, it's going to basically sound the exact same.
Yeah, because I don't even really write into a limiter. I usually kind of
I do. I do, but I don't hit it till way later.
Yeah.
Like especially now. Now I'm starting to mix it. Usually by the end of like a mix, like even a super rough mix, I'm like -6, like right where I technically should be by a lot of standards, which is weird because
Yeah, I will also.
I didn't know I could do that.
I mixed 7 songs in a row recently, and all of them, if you turn off all of the master shit, it doesn't hit. It
Right.
doesn't hit the top.
No.
And I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to do that.
Sure.
I was just sitting there and bringing things down that needed to come down, and because I start at 0, everything at 0, and then I quiet things, and by the end, it's just like it's down below the limiter.
Right. Same.
I will turn it down and be like, oh, that sounds nice, and then I'll go look at the limiter and be like, it's literally not hitting the limiter.
Which-
it was hitting the limiter.
Right.
Now it's not. That's the only difference.
For me, I don't. Right. For me, I like it when I do that and I mix all my levels and I look at the limiter and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of averaging around -6. Like, okay, that technically now gives me the gain staging room to put fucking group processing and fucking distortion units on the master and like a bunch of things to like. And then I do, and I'm like, I can get this bad boy to like -4 right now. Like,
I know,
it's
right?
like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sick.
Because I do think that I think that's what they're missing, and like some people don't need that, but I mix with like then the end of it. I need the headroom because like to send to like returns and everything.
Correct.
as well.
Yeah, I want
Sure.
the headroom for so many things.
But it is interesting.
Yeah.
Like I can't say it's right. I actually wonder if they figured it out because I do think clipping is the truth.
Agreed. But that's what they make clippers for.
I clip
Sure.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, clip is well.
Say it one more
Everything gets
time, Vic.
clipped.
I was clipping is the truth.
Truth.
But there's an interesting thing. I think clipping is actually. I think they're just named wrong. I think a clipper, like the way you use it, is actually more like a limiter than like a limiter. A limiter still
Yeah.
because it's like time, because it's time based, right? Like it. Limiter is like essentially just like a hard compressor. I think
is,
like clipping
Yeah.
truly is
Limiting.
that's the.
yeah. I don't know.
You
It's-
are actually limiting.
It's like
So I
somebody.
think they're named
Nope.
wrong. I think they're
Right.
named bad.
Nope.
Like clipping has a negative
Will not.
connotation to it, though. You know what I
Right.
mean?
No,
Which is like,
100%.
dude, I was so afraid of it at the beginning. Where it's
I
just
know.
like, oh no,
I
no,
know.
clipping is actually like the best limiting because there's
True.
Correct.
zero latency involved.
Right. And there's like no attack or release. It
And
has
you
nothing
get
to do with
extra
it. It's just-
harmonics
Yeah.
like
It's just-
real life.
yeah. It's just a haircut.
It's the
It's-
fucking
Yep.
best.
It's replicating what happens to a speaker if it cannot play the sound. Like
Yep.
it just stops, and you get
Totally.
harmonics. You get all this headroom. There's like so much shit.
Yeah.
It's the best.
So I think they fucked up the name of clippers and limiters.
Agreed.
It needs to be hard compressing and limiting.
It just needs to be like it's just an infinity.
It's hard compressing and wave shaping.
It's just a compressor or a compressor with an infinite
You know, you can
ratio.
set the top of it where it's just like limiting. I guess it's wave shaping a little bit. You're right.
I mean,
You're
if you push it into it,
I know
it'll
what you
shape.
mean. I just think I
I just
was
don't need-
I was afraid of clipping for a long
My
time.
my limiter is a clipper.
Yeah,
Not
you can,
really.
You
I
can
put
throw the
limiters
attack.
on my shit, obviously.
Oh, dude, I'm trying.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I was just gonna say it's just I don't always trust clipping, especially like as a limiter. But if I ever figure out that flow, it's legit because it's 100% accurate. Like I can trust it more than I can
know.
trust a limiter.
I know, same.
Because I know exactly what's coming out the back end.
Not a bad way to go on your master to run a clipper that just is giving that haircut of the transients. It's just you're getting, let's say, a decibel.
And I use that on
You
the
know?
groups actually. Like that master one's coming from the group, so I usually feed into a limiter so that it's hitting the limiter kind of like as perfect as it can.
Right.
But you're right. I agree with the thought. I haven't fully committed to it.
I haven't. I'll do it
I
sometimes.
definitely throw a soft clipper on every master I do. And,
True.
And by soft, I mean it just has a slight round. I use M wave shaper. So or I'll use Bitwig's saturator, and you can go from just a fucking hard angle and then you have all the way in between. So I'll just soft clip.
Yeah.
Just enough so it's like the transients are just getting tapped on about a decibel. And then my limiter just sounds like butter.
The limiter will
slam it.
respond so much better in that situation.
When things hit a limiter clean, it is the best fucking thing in the world. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Like,
if you clip right before a limiter, you can just keep throwing the limiter and keep throwing it, and you're like, oh my God.
Right?
Like, you feed it like perfectly leveled off fucking thing into like L2 in like transparent mode with zero look ahead.
It's
just like, oh, dude, it's like
gives
a
you
present,
a boner.
right?
Yeah,
It's like
100%. Getting hard right now. So.
Speaking of which, one thing in reference to our high-end clarity kind of situation is something that you've talked about before, but it's do pay a lot of attention to your high end throughout the tune. Go and take shit away that doesn't need to be there, and that's up to your discretion. Like figure out what you want to be in the high end and not want to be in the high end. But if you get a lot of extra shit happening in the high end, it's just going to be cluttered. It'll be muddy, just like your 200 hertz will be muddy, and then you just. When you go to master, if you have a really clear, clean, high-end area, you can kind of boost that shit. You can do a little compression on it and push it up into your limiter a little bit more, and you'll get some fucking...
Some crispy crispies.
And the thing, I know everybody, I know y'all know, but what I didn't know for a long time, and anybody that watches
Snap, crackle, pop.
Anybody that watches in the future... Your fucking highs don't need to be like ultra wide. Ozone image those bitches and make them a little fucking finger.
Christmas tree, baby.
Let's go.
Dude,
Illuminati.
That killed me. That killed me for so long.
Yeah, because
you don't need that comes from old drum miking techniques, right? You put your highs like out fucking like you pan. They don't talk about it as like on old mixing consoles, like fully left and right wasn't like always a full left and right pan on like an analog desk. Like you can get that in the digital realm where it's all the way left. So like
where it's perfect left.
That fucked me up for years, man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Second I fucking tighten those bad boys up.
Yeah.
I know. Like it's okay to still have 4K pretty wide, but like your 10K, your 8K, your 12K, that just should be fucking mono, bro.
Damn near close.
Damn near close.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll put like a on these mixes just because I'm already paying attention to that shit while I'm mixing. But at the end, I'm putting a fucking mid-side with a 6 decibel roll off on the high end. My whole tune is getting a 6 decibel roll off on the high end down to from like 10K forward.
Yeah. Really?
On the width. Only on the sides.
Right.
Interesting.
So it's just
the sides is just getting a little it's going down.
I like that.
I like that
You boys still
and I'm doing it on my sub too. I'm taking the sub out of the sides.
Right. Of course.
Good idea.
For the most part. Slow roll off. Linear phase.
That fucked me up. I got a lot of high end
important.
clarity just by like getting fucking mono, just getting that shit mono.
I know. It's pretty incredible.
I barely found that out like 3 years ago. That's all right. Make music for like a decade.
Oh, you found that out, or you mentioned it on the podcast at one point, and you're like, "You guys knew about that?"
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
You were
Yeah,
freaking out.
Dude, it changed the game for me. Like it changed the game, man.
Also, I noticed this thing. So I've been playing around with on my master, cutting all the lows on the stereo with just like Fab Pro Q on side mode kind of thing. And I noticed in Flux, if you look at it, it creates this fucking crazy stereo image where let's say I cut the sides at like 200. If you're looking at like the stereo frequency, I don't know what it's called. It's like the top
tree
down,
thing.
the tree thing.
Yeah, the spectrograph or something.
The tree thing,
The
yeah.
truth, as everybody knows.
Yeah, right. It'll keep your subs in mono, but then at the point of the curve of your EQ, it sends part of the signal
Right,
sorry,
left
I have
or
to,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have to preface. If you have a
That's
thing
the
like
thing.
hard left, and then you do this on the master, yeah, it sends like the
Yeah.
bottom part to the right, and
Yeah.
then the top to the left.
Yeah.
What the fuck is
It's
that
wild,
about?
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
that
That's
the
why you
got
got to use linear
EQ?
phase. You got to use
Yeah,
linear.
Yeah.
That's phase
that's-
coming from the filters on the EQ.
Linear
Right.
mode on the EQ
Yeah,
to
that's-
fix that shit.
Interesting.
You're
Okay.
using
EQ8.
no. Well, yes, or you're using
Low latency.
Low latency. Yeah, I never.
latency mode on the Pro Q. Yeah.
If you're putting EQ on your master, linear. Period.
Yes.
You just put linear phase on that thing so it does not fuck with the phase.
Making a note.
Yeah. it's
Everyone
huge.
watching,
So important.
make a note in your phone right now, like me.
Yeah. The other thing I was doing with my my width on my tunes is I was doing a little compression and boosting that shit. Take my sides.
just on the width. Right.
I'd do the roll off on the high end, get rid of the low end, and then compress and bring it up a little bit.
Like what? Like a 2-to-1? Are we talking 100-to-1?
Like I'll do I'll look at what I'm compressing, so I'll see what the variation in the amount of signal that I'm getting into that, and probably do like to 1. I don't know.
Talk to me.
Pretty tough.
Yeah.
You go 4 or more. I think I might have been using infinity, but I was just getting rid. It's the
I'm
sides.
using Infinity though.
That's a limiter, son. That's a limiter, son.
It is a limiter, yeah. But I'm just grabbing. I'm trying to limit the amount of like side fucking just prickly bullshit,
Right.
And bring up the side content in the tune. So I'm just smashing the fuck out of my sides by like, I don't know, 3 decibels of gain reduction, and then bringing it up by 3 or 4 decibels of gain reduction.
Oh, shit. Going
I
up.
might bring it up slightly more.
Going over. I mean, when it's compressed, you can do that.
Yeah,
You get to do that.
yeah, totally. And that will fill that sides out quite a bit.
That's true.
It's very nice. It's true.
It's true.
If you know, you know.
Folks, I think that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
can we make some fucking noise for our buddy Vic over here, Any Heights, for being just an absolute legend of this podcast?
The only people that can is us.
Yeah, let's make some noise. It seriously is amazing every time you come on, man. It's always
That's
fun.
the best.
No, it's good to kick it with you guys. You guys have been on the journey with me the whole fucking time I've been out here, and
Goddamn right.
Fuck yeah, bro.
still on the upward trajectory.
We're on
Yep.
our way,
Yep.
baby.
Dude, the best thing that ever happened to me when moving to Denver was making friends with like-minded people that were on the pursuit, and I love y'all.
Fuck yeah,
Fuck
man.
yeah.
I love you too,
Love
buddy.
you too, buddy. Let's do it.
We're going to do hang on, he's got some rapid fires.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Let's blast
few.
through these real quick.
Yep.
M Turbo Reverb or Valhalla Vintage. I'm going to go Valhalla because I have not used
I haven't
Turbo
used
a lot.
Turbo either.
Damn, I thought this
used
might
it like
happen.
once or
Valhalla.
twice.
Yeah.
I haven't used M Turbo.
Damn it. Okay.
Bummer.
That's your
I need
guys'
to.
homework.
Okay.
It's
bet.
really fun.
Easy.
It's really fun.
Easy.
Folks.
Yeah.
Have that shit.
Yeah, let's go. It's sick. Especially
Is it on their free one? Wait, is that Melda?
it's
Or-
Melda.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's part of
Might
their
be
free
free, I don't
package.
know.
I think it's the
yeah,
free one.
it might be.
Melda's
Go
the
to their.
shit.
I
They have a
have the
preset
non-free,
section
so-
with like a special presets and then creative presets, and those are really fun. It's making me think about reverbs differently. Like, it's sick. Definitely check it out. And just like the normal tone of it is really, really nice.
Nope.
100 reverbs in one.
It's
Seems
$317.
a little expensive.
Jesus.
That's a beautiful
fuck.
user interface, though. Melda's user interfaces don't usually look like
It
that.
probably comes in a bundle
Everyone
for cheaper,
shits on
right?
them, right?
I know.
It's probably
Yeah.
in one of the bundles.
That looks really good.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah, so down there they're creative and special. Those are really fucking weird.
Interesting.
How much was it? Like $100?
No, it's
Whoa,
$317.
17. Apparently.
All right.
It's got to be in a
Student
bundle.
discount. Here
It's
we
in
come.
a bundle.
Student discount.
Yeah, it's probably in a bundle.
For sure. There's a light version for $160.
What's your favorite way to get
I think I have a good answer for this.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay.
Dude, the best way to get width is by making things not wide. so that way the things that are wide have the space to be wide.
Banger. I like it.
Not everything needs to be wide
All
giving
the
it a
time.
frame and having those
Right,
things
the
in like
contrast.
mono and having
It is
things
true.
skinny
Yeah.
allows the things to be wide.
If you guys want an example, Tipper has a song called Billy Rubin, and the first 8 bars of his drop, it's just mono. It's hard mono, and then it fucking explodes into this wide thing, and it sounds super cool. Go check it out.
Yep,
For
big
reference.
ups. Yep. Favorite way to get width
Favorite
right
way.
now, quick and dirty easy is Bitwig's Blur. It's
Blur.
basically 2 hosses that you can like move around in where it's hossing them spectrum wise and how much in terms of delay time. So you get to like really kind of like push things super wide or some wide or some, you can kind of like fuck it around real quick. That
Let's
one's
go.
sick.
Let's go.
I also like duplicating and detuning slightly while hard panning. That's
Classic.
Yeah,
Totally.
That's really clean.
The guitar method.
Yeah, it usually results in and then I'll just put a utility or a tool after that and dial in the width, like because I don't want it. I'll usually hard pan them so I know it's 100% left.
You don't want it to be
right. I look like
a
I
little
have no
Flappy
arms
Bird.
right now.
You don't want width like this, guys.
No, but I want it to be at its peak, fully left and right, and then I'll use utility or tool to mono it back in and kind of get it to where I need it to be, and then I'll modulate that to do whatever I need to do.
Nice.
I was at one of the groups that we met at. It was like an Ableton user group or something like that shit. I asked this guy, like, what's your favorite way to get width? And he was like, chorus. And I was like, all right, you fuck face. I was like, fuck you. Like, that's it. And literally right now, I just throw choruses on shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
fair
throw
enough.
them on shit all the
They're
time.
good, honestly,
I do
right?
throw a chorus on a lot of shit.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll throw a chorus on something, have it at like 70% wet, and then just saturate the fuck out of it. Great tip.
Yep.
I think
Amen, brother. Amen.
The cool thing is like to make things wide and then use whatever it is. You said a utility or like whatever tool. I actually really like Ozone's like Imager, just the free one, because just like you can get wide and then paying attention and like honing it back in. I feel like go back and then tuck
Totally.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah, always tuck.
Right, always tuck.
Always tuck.
Always tuck.
Always tuck.
Always
Dude.
tuck.
You know what they say.
Always tuck.
I talk.
Life motto 37 and the rules of big.
My favorite way of getting width lately is the KHS comb filter. Has a built-in stereo.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so you're
That is
getting little
great.
combing fucking nodes
Now,
on each side.
take it to the next level. Take that comb and put a random modulation on it.
Oh, Jesus. So every
That-
hit has its own little
A
fucking...
comb with a random modulation will give you that kind of like tape delay, like
Yeah.
wobbly
Bang.
kind of shit,
When it goes, like,
lo-fi
low.
vibe.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah,
That
it's
shit is great.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Favorite coming up and artist. Favorite up and coming.
I was like, did I write it that
Nope,
way?
I'm dyslexic.
Favorite up-and-coming artist.
I'm neurodivergent.
Coming.
Favorite coming artist.
Favorite artist to come on. Go.
That's a very different thing.
That's a very different thing.
Jesus Christ.
Up and coming artist.
Or just, I mean, maybe not up and like kind of lower tier artist.
I like the question. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah. It'll take a sec.
What shitty artist do I like right now?
Oh, I know mine. Maybe he's not an up and comer. He's got some numbers, but he's still kind of smaller. Is Sammy Vergie?
Oh, okay.
Like
I
that
wouldn't
guy.
say he's up and coming, but I would
Is
say,
he a little too
I
big?
would say he's blowing up.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
That's fair.
past up, past up and coming.
I don't have
Yeah.
an answer to this question.
Maybe
nice.
Opadan then, or Higo.
Higa would make more sense to me. Opadan,
Yeah.
I feel like, is already released on
Nightbase.
fucking Nightbase for years now.
Yeah, probably.
So it's
I,
like-
I guess it's just new to me,
Right.
so
right.
I'm just like they're up and coming to me.
right, which is fair.
Oh no, fucking. Sorry, I retract all those. Cool customer.
Oh, let's go.
My fucking.
There you go. There you
My
go.
guy.
It's a cool ass name.
Yeah,
It's a real good name.
it's a good name.
Anything, Vic?
I got you answer. So ones I've been calling out for years, and they're on their way up. So they're gonna blow. I've been saying John Casey for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
That dude, he's gonna be the fucking man. He's the
Fucking John Casey.
John
is
Casey
fucked.
and Easy Baked. Those two dudes.
Easy baked. Yeah.
Easy Baked.
All
is
the
really
Lost
good.
Dog Boys. But no, my favorite up and coming artist is like the fucking boys.
The boys.
All the homies.
Oh, the homies. Oh, shit.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna
Let's
say
go.
Any Heights, obviously.
Yeah, Any Heights, number one, up and
That's not the one I
comer.
thought it was.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, though, John Casey. Is
I've been calling it for the last
insane.
5 fucking years, dude. Like,
I also
you have been. You
I
have
really
been.
like Asian Adele. Really good.
That was really good.
Mother.
Asian Adele's really good.
Fuck you, Dave.
I'm gonna say. Fuck.
all the boys isn't a bad name though. You believed it.
All the boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Dude,
wait, who?
I thought that was a thing.
True. All the boys.
Trying to think.
We can make that project.
Not a bad name.
I'm into it.
I really want an answer, but my brain is just like.
You're thinking too hard.
Yeah, I definitely think it's too hard.
There's this fun D&B trio coming up called like Noisier, Noisa or
Noise-
something.
Nopsia?
Noisa.
You mean they don't even exist anymore?
Yeah, they're so up and coming they don't
They're-
even exist anymore.
There's this I like this new project called Beta Nectar.
Oh, fuck. What's their name? God damn it! I need to find their name now.
Oh,
Oh,
quick!
shit, I'm not gonna remember this. Wait, I might. Actually, I have a way.
Clip. Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum,
Folks,
bum,
We'll just do
bum.
samples for
Folks.
the audience.
Stick
Yeah.
with me for
Look at the waveform.
Yeah, look at that.
some amount of time here.
UK.
Zone. There it is.
Greendale.
Greendale.
XOHNE.
That would have been a good sample. It sounded good too.
Wait, what? Zone XOH?
Yeah. Zone is sick, dude.
Really tell by that long string
X-rated.
section.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for the
Oh. Gun fingers.
Yeah.
XOHNE, and like their first 2 releases, they've only like released 2 songs, and they're
just
the
insane.
most professional quality like ever. You're like, God damn it, you
Jesus.
know somebody,
Yeah.
you fucking bastard.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
You are
somebody.
one
You
of
are-
the
okay.
most famous people.
Yeah.
You have to
already.
Be, right? Yeah.
No, I mean they played their first song on Vision Radio, and the guys were kind of goofing off about like the same kind of thing.
Right.
But
They're
they
like,
but
oh,
they
this
don't know.
new up and coming artist.
Right, but they don't know. They're just
they
like,
don't know.
He seems
Or do they
better than
know?
an upcoming artist. Well, yeah, I guess maybe, but I don't know. I feel like Noisy would be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
The craziest thing about the up and comers is just like they've been getting it for like the last 7
Exactly.
years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Up and comer is a basement dweller.
Yep.
Folks, thanks for tuning in to episode 126 of the Producer
We
Lounge
did
Love
it.
you all.
with Any Heights.
Any Heights shouts. Go check out his
Woo.
tunes. Fucking slaying it.
Yep, you can find him at Any Heights Music. Is it underscore music?
No,
On
just any
It's
heights.
music on
The letters any
SoundCloud.
heights music. At everything. Honestly, I've kind of been in a hiatus, just working on an EP for the last fucking year. So
Let's go.
that'll come out eventually.
Sick.
Yep.
Love to hear it.
always
Folks.
100.
Thanks for tuning in. Austin's already standing up. He
Already
can't
Click
even
the
handle it.
things.
Yeah, hit subscribe, hit like, hit your mom with love. We'll talk to you later.